The priest said something the other day and I was just like, oh my God. I hadn't gone to church in a long, many years time. And I went to church and he said something like, if you're not a part of a religion, then you're probably doing bad things. If this message found you, you have a message from Abraham Hicks today. Let's see what we got. What do we need to know right now for our highest good? What do we need to know right now for our highest good? What do we need to know? All right. Our varied behavior adds to the planet's well-being. When you remember that nothing can come into your experience without your vibrational invitation to it, and when you remember that the varied behavior of others adds to the balance and the well-being of your planet, even if they offer behavior that you do not approve of, and that you do not have to participate in the unwanted behavior and will not unless you give your attention to it, you become more willing to allow others to live as they choose. I feel like this is a message for me right now because I went to church yesterday and I don't ever go to church. I grew up in Catholic schools and I didn't really have a good experience, and it pushed me away from religion in general. I would still say, you know, I'm not religious. I'm a free thinker. I love studying everything. I love being a free spirit. But I decided to go to church, and because of my negative experience with the Catholic Church and with the people, I noticed that I was experiencing a lot of resistance and a lot of things were coming up for me. And especially since it was my old school, there was a lot of memories and a lot of like the things that happened. It just a lot came up for me. One of the things the priest said, or how I interpreted it, was that we're all here to unconditionally love and raise consciousness and build a better place and build a better world, a safer world, a more fun world, a more enjoyable world. And just because we're coming from different places or different backgrounds, or we believe in different things, we are all have a purpose, and our differences in the contrast are what makes up the world. And so I know a lot of people are stuck in like, well, I'm right about this and you're wrong. But it can be true that they both can be right or wrong. It's your perception of it that makes that right or wrong, right? But in duality, nothing's really right or wrong. It just is. Other people are going to feel differently about what they want for their life. And it doesn't make them wrong. It doesn't make them right. It just is what they want. And there's nothing wrong with that. And there's nothing wrong with you having the beliefs or wanting the things that you do want too. No one needs to be right. No one needs to be wrong. No one's evil. It just is what it is. It's what that person prefers. When you focus your attention on yourself and on creating the life that you want, and you detach from needing to control other people and their beliefs and what they do with their life, then you're putting your energy to better use because you are focusing on yourself. And that's really the only thing that technically matters when you're creating your own reality. Instead of trying to control others or their beliefs or what they believe to be right or wrong, allow them to be who they are. You wouldn't want someone else doing that to you, projecting their beliefs onto you. So just allow others to be who they are, unconditionally loving them for who they are, even if you don't see eye to eye, but seeing beyond that and allowing yourself to unconditionally love them for who they are, and to know that contrast in the world is important so that we can create a life that we desire. But it's important not to allow somebody else's external judgments or viewpoints or opinions affect how you feel about something. You have to be so strong within yourself to make your own conclusions about your life and what you want and what you don't want. But just because they don't agree with you doesn't mean they're wrong. It doesn't mean they're right. It just is. And that's what they believe. That's how they choose to live their life. Then that's totally fine. You know, it doesn't affect me. I feel like a lot of the times we get so externally involved in other people's lives when it doesn't even affect us. And so we could be spending that time putting that energy towards ourselves and creating a reality that we do want, creating the life that we do want. And with that person, you can choose to focus on the positive aspects of the qualities that they bring into your life. Like, oh, they're so supportive. Instead of focusing on the negative aspects of those people, or like, they're not Christian or they're not Catholic, so I think that they're the lowest people. There was actually, the priest said something the other day, and I was just like, oh my God. I hadn't gone to church in a long, many years time. And I went to church, and he said something like, if you're not a part of a religion, then you're probably doing bad things. And I'm just like, I just literally laughed, because I'm just like, wow, like, that's how just because you're not a part of a religion or a community or whatever, or if you're like, it doesn't mean that you're doing bad things because you're not a part of a religious community. And so to me, that really stuck out as a sore thumb of something that I don't align with. But that's how other people believe. And there's nothing wrong with that. They can choose to feel that way, and I can choose to feel that the way that I feel, but it doesn't make me right, and it doesn't make him right. It just is what it is. And so there's no need to be offended. There's no need to put more negative energy into it. And just know that everyone's trying to do the best that they can. And most people just want to build a better world, an unconditionally loving world. When you have your own personal beliefs about things, it is not wrong, it is not right. And if someone has opposing beliefs to you, it is not wrong, it is not right. It just is. It's what they want. It's the conclusions that they formed based upon their experiences in their life. And you've had your own experiences, and so you may feel differently. But the contrast in life is the greatest thing. It's why we're here, in order to know what we don't want, in order to know what we do want, right? So stop giving your attention to the negative things, or they're wrong, and just this bad negative energy. Start focusing on the positive aspects of your relationship instead of focusing on the negative, and start building a world that you love and that you desire and that brings you so much fulfillment and joy. As Joe Dispenza says, where you place your attention is where you place your energy. So start giving that attention back to yourself. Stop focusing on the external things or external relationships. Start focusing more on you and what you truly want from this life. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate your support. All my love, Ash.